There's something so wonderfully unromantic about a blister pack of chocolate covered peanut butter. Good afternoon, fellow nerds. Welcome back to Maverick Baking, and welcome to what may just be the trashiest chocolate review you will ever lay eyes upon. As you are most likely aware, unfortunately, Valentine's Day is upon us. While normally this might involve booking yourself a nice little weekend away at an overpriced hotel for a little bit of kind of bloated, drunken afternoon delight, but unfortunately this year many of us are still subject to various levels of lockdown restrictions, meaning you won't be seeing much more action than whatever ends up on Netflix that evening. But whether you plan to spend Valentine's Day with your lover or simply with your right hand, I'm here to tell you today which chocolates you definitely should not be consuming to accompany your evening. Today I'm going to be talking you through 4 of the most wonderfully trashy products I was able to find from the land of wonderful trash itself, the United States of America. The nation has many redeeming qualities, but usually it's chocolate, and quality of chocolate are absolutely not one of them. But I'm here today to do the Lord's work, to stop you from wasting your money and provide you with some delicious schadenfreude in the process. The products we are going to be tasting today involve a classic in a different shape, something I bought out of pure curiosity, and something I bought out of nothing short of pure masochism. Shall we get started? So the first product we're going to be getting our grubby little lovesick paws all over today are the classic Hershey's Kisses. These are not only an iconic shape, but from an iconic brand. I have tasted Hershey's chocolate a handful of times, and each time has been a singular reminder of how unpleasant and unforgettable this brand of chocolate really is. So the Hershey's Kisses are tiny little individual foil wrapped things. It's essentially an oversized chocolate chip. I do actually really like the packaging. I think it is really, really cute and very iconic. So we open it up to see this little kiss. I mean, closer to a teardrop really, appropriate for many of us at this time of year. It smells like how I would describe advent calendar chocolate. It smells sweet, vaguely creamy, incredibly generic. Shall we taste it? Trashy, but genuinely not as trashy as I expected. Again, if you have ever had chocolate from an advent calendar, if you've ever had some kind of novelty shaped chocolate, or if you've ever had any kind of generic supermarket brand chocolate, this is what we're dealing with here. It's relatively chalky, it doesn't melt well, it tastes milky because of the abundance of milk powder and milk fat, and it tastes very sweet. There's some artificial vanilla flavoring in there, it basically overrides everything. Children would love this, anyone who needs just a generic hit of milk chocolate would love this. But very forgettable. If you were to give me this blindfolded, there is nothing about this that would tell me it was Hershey's over any other, as I mentioned, generic chocolate brand. It's fine. It's a 3 out of 5. Our second trashy product is one that does come from a similarly iconic brand. Not really for the right reasons, but it's a big name. We're talking about Nestle Crunch in the form of some hearts. Now, Nestle Crunch to me evokes memories of the late 90s when I think this was probably still on shelves. It could well be, but if it is, it's not that popular, at least where I am. Similarly, I'm positive there's a scene in Die Hard in which someone is eating a bar of this. Do not ask me why I remember that. But it's what I think of every time I see a Nestle Crunch bar. So in a bid to make this romantic, they have made the Nestle Crunch into a big old bag, 9 ounce or 255 grams in new money of crunchy chocolate. They're a bit better kind of portion-wise than the Hershey's Kisses are for being individually wrapped. But again, I don't really understand why they come in 2 shades of wrapping if they're not going to be in 2 different flavors. Nestle, let's have a word. Kind of cute. We like the shape. On the back you can see, hopefully up close, that there are going to be some little kind of chunky, crunchy bits. So the actual crunch element comes from crisped rice, the kind you would find in rice-based cereal such as Rice Krispies, Ricicles, or Cocoa Pops. The chocolate smells pretty much the same as the Hershey's Kisses. Let's see how it tastes. Immediately the flavour is a little bit more enjoyable than the Hershey's. The chocolate is a little bit creamier, but also noticeably sweeter. Having just had one, there is a definite lingering kind of tooth-sticking sugariness to it. The ingredients list lactose as well as just regular sugar, meaning that they've probably tried to add a bit of milky sweetness that has just made it super, super sweet. But to buy this in this quantity, girl, No one needs that, especially when there's absolutely no variety and very little flavour to it. It is just bland-ass chocolate with a bit more sugar and milk added. Again, I'm going to give the Nestle Crunch Hearts a 3 out of 5. Our third product is where the trashiness really begins to ramp up in the way that I would expect no less from them. We are tasting another super famous brand. We're having a peanut butter rose from Reese's. If you're going to ask me, Kelly, do Reese's really just make the same product in different sizes and shape it for each individual festivity? The answer is yes. You can find a Reese's bunny at Easter, a Reese's snowman at Christmas, and apparently now a Reese's rose for Valentine's Day. It is so low effort, so thoughtless. The fact that they just buy a different mold for the same product does actually crack me up. And yet they're still one of the most successful confectionery brands on the planet. There's something so wonderfully unromantic about a blister pack of chocolate covered peanut butter. I know that they've decided to stick a ribbon on the packaging, but can you imagine this is what you're presented with? Can you imagine just after the past year, after the state of 2020, the drop in income, the failing of business and of job applications, the decline of the world, the health crisis, and all of the political crises that have come with it, you wait for Valentine's Day for your lover or for yourself to be treated to something, and this is it. The kind of thing you would see scissors wrapped in. Like, I could buy a new stapler and it would probably have more thoughtful and sexy packaging than this does. Happy Valentine's Day, my loves. This, a rose for you. Obviously, it smells fantastic. It smells like Reese's peanut butter. It smells like super sweet milk chocolate. I really don't know how this is supposed to be served. If you're supposed to break it in half and just chow down on it together. I don't know if you're supposed to slice it into multiple servings. In total, it is 3.9 ounces or 110 grams in new money. Anyway, let's taste the Reese's peanut butter crème rose and see how it is. Interestingly, the inside is actually not what I expected. Normally with a Reese's product, you have the thick kind of chocolate shell and you have peanut butter stuff in the middle. I don't know whether this kind of marbling was accidental or intentional, but it's like we have ripples and waves of that milk chocolate in throughout that kind of soft peanut butter creme. And I don't really know why. I don't know if it's supposed to resemble the folds and fronds of a rose, but honestly, it's more effort than I expected. I'll take back at least 1 trash point. But of course, it tastes exactly the same. There is no texture difference to any other Reese's product, and if anything, they're skimping on what the best bit is, the peanut butter. While we have the folds of that milk chocolate through there, the peanut butter cream and the saltiness of it doesn't really stand up to the amount of that really trashy milk chocolate that's on the outside. It's fine. It's everything you would want from a Reese's peanut butter cup. A little bit of sweet, a little bit of salty, a blending of strong flavors. It's super, super sickly, super dense, super rich. But if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. But ultimately, it's pretty much what it says it's going to be. In fact, even if this was accidental, it offers a slightly new design and a slightly new take on a classic product. I'll give this a 4 out of 5. Now for my favourite purchase I've made so far this year. I really don't feel like anything encapsulates heterosexual norms and American culture in one product as much as this does. And it's fantastic. I'm of course talking about a chocolate pickup truck. So this is made by a brand called Palmer. Now, they claim to be making candy fun, as if it was anything else before that. And it's called You Pick Me Up. My favourite part is the fact that it doesn't even say this is a milk chocolate truck. It just says milk chocolate flavoured. Bitch, flavoured what? What is this? So Palmer's have been around since 1948 apparently, and they're really into the kind of gimmicky novelty candy that can be made for Christmas, Valentine's Day, Easter and Halloween. And this, good lord, is worse than I expected. The ingredients in this milk chocolate flavoured thing are sugar, hydrogenated vegetable oil in 3 kinds, whey powder, processed cocoa, skimmed milk, lactose, an emulsifier, and artificial vanilla flavouring. So this cannot even legally be called chocolate. Dear God. Body, I am sorry for what you're about to endure. Another beautiful collectible piece for your lover. And this is what we are left with. A molded pickup truck that smells of absolutely nothing. If you have ever tasted a Tootsie Roll, another American classic, that's probably what I would compare this to. It smells of nothing, absolutely nothing. So we break it off, and it even has the audacity to actually look a bit like chocolate, which is what makes this even more disturbing. Shall we taste this abomination and see if it's worth picking up a pickup? I'm not sure how, but it's worse than I thought. This tastes like fudge you made by accident. All you can taste, all you can feel is sugar and powdered milk. There is a disgusting smoky undertone of this flat cocoa powder that once was chocolate at some point. It doesn't have any flavour, it doesn't melt in the mouth, and it certainly doesn't want to make you go back for any more. How can something be so bland and so bad at the same time? The chocolate pickup truck, just by pure courtesy of the laughs it has given me, but for nothing else, will earn itself a 1 out of 5. Do not even go near this. If you guys are in the US or outside of the US and if you guys are in the US and you're a big fan of some of these products, or if you're outside of the US and just yearning for some really trashy Valentine's Day goodies to come your way, let me know in the comments, which one of these would you be grabbing onto first? But I'm afraid that is all I have time for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you watching this car crash entertainment as much as I enjoy making it. Don't forget, if you would like to support the channel, you can do so through the link to my Patreon page in the description box below. And of course, if you'd like to see this stupid little face again, you can click the subscribe button and I'll be there for you, I promise. But my lords and ladies, have a wonderful Valentine's Day, no matter what you choose to do with it, and I will see you for the next one.